Did you know that according to the US Census, an average of 4.4 million businesses are started in the United States alone every year? Well, the pandemic, as we know, started a surge of new business and it doesn't seem to be letting up. This is making it incredibly difficult for small brands to get noticed online and seen by their prospective clients. With the shifts in the economy, all of these new businesses, and the complexity of what it takes to start and sustain a business, it's no wonder that 20% of brands will fail within the first 2 years. So if you want to be one of those business owners who keeps their company alive and thriving, then listen up. The key to grabbing the interest of your prospective customers online is to have a clear and distinctive brand message to set you apart in the marketplace. In this video, we're going to cover 2 key principles to doing just that. So stick with me and let's get started. Hey, I'm Monica with VoxPopMarketing.com, and in today's video, we're going to be covering what you need to do to stand out in today's online, very crowded marketplace. If you are a coach, consultant, or service provider, this is going to be especially helpful for you. If you are doing marketing, but it's not getting you leads or customers, then you're most likely relying on word of mouth and time-consuming in-person networking. This will keep you stuck in a feast or famine cycle, which means that as soon as you have work, then you have very little time to go out and market yourself. And when the projects are over, you're left scrambling, wondering where you're going to find your next client. It's a vicious cycle that limits your earning potential. And if you've ever experienced this like I have, then you know that it can be incredibly exhausting. As a service provider, it can be really hard to clearly see what sets your work apart. When you lack clarity about your brand, your potential customers will too. And people who are confused don't end up buying. So we want to eliminate any uncertainty that you have about your brand and get you really clear on what makes you different in the market so you can articulate that to your potential customers and stand out. Another couple of common challenges when it comes to messaging and standing out online is that, for one, you might have a fuzzy understanding of what your ideal clients are wanting or needing from your services. Also, as an expert, you're probably talking about your work in a completely different way than your prospective clients might think or talk about it. And so as a result, it's just not landing for them. But what if your situation was reversed? What if you knew everything that you needed to know about your target clients in terms of what they need and want from your services and what they would respond to with your messaging? How much better would your marketing be? How much more confidence would you have in putting yourself out there? To fix your marketing challenges and get a clear picture of how to position your brand to stand out and reach prospective customers, you need an online marketing foundation. A complete marketing foundation looks like this, and it incorporates all of these aspects. Today, we're going to be looking at the first component, market research. This is the key to making everything else work, so don't skip this part. Now, you may be thinking, okay, I've already done target market research, and so I don't need to do any more. But what we're covering today is going to go a lot deeper than what you may have already done, so stick with me. To get this picture-perfect clarity on the messaging that's going to resonate with your audience, you need to do deep target market research. By deep, I mean going 5 times deeper than you might normally when it comes to market research. I talk to prospective clients and clients who I work with who have done a fair bit of target market research, some market research. Most of the time they think that they've done enough, but in reality, it's often the case that they've barely scratched the surface. Within market research, there are 2 key elements. The first is to understand what makes you different from your competitors. And the second is to know what your customers want from your services. It's usually not what you think. This is called brand positioning. It's the thing that helps your customers to understand why they would choose your service over a competitor. There are a lot of ways to do market research, But there are two particular categories to pay attention to: primary research, where you're directly talking to people, and the second approach is secondary research, where you go online and find information. Within each of these categories, there are many different methods that you can take to gain insights into your audience. With all of these insights that you gather from market research, you're going to get a very clear picture of where your brand fits in the marketplace and what makes your services distinct and compelling to your target audience. If all of this is landing for you and you would like to know more about how market research and brand positioning fits into the overall scheme of marketing that is effective for a small business, then I recommend going to the description box and clicking the link to grab my free guide, 3 Keys to Double Your Clients and Profits. It's going to give you a lot of insight into where your marketing may be falling short and what to do about it. If you'd like to know what makes you unique in the marketplace and develop a clear, consistent, and compelling message that draws more of the right clients to you, then click the link below this video to schedule a complimentary strategy session with me that I call the Brand Navigator. We'll look at your current situation, what's working and what's not when it comes to your marketing. We'll also look at your goals and see what's possible for you within the next 60 to 90 days. By the end of our call, you'll have an action plan to close the gap between where you're currently at and where you want to go in business. If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel so you never miss out when I release fresh new content. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.